I guess my question is, do you expect more false flag stunts to be forthcoming between now and November, or did you not?
Yes, but not to the same extent, because Soros has been removed. Now, I'm not saying that I know that Soros has been murdered or not, because the Soros trial publicly would be exactly what they want. It's just like Oprah. People are calling for, well, if they kill Tom Hanks, please kill Oprah. No, they don't want to do these things. They want these people to have their first of two judgment days. There's going to be the big judgment day, the only one that really matters. But there is also going to be a judgment day here on Earth where we all get to tune in if we want. And they want this for Soros. So it's my belief that Soros has been removed, but I think he's still alive. They want these key people for these trials. They really do. That the ones that they have killed, they have had to do so. And remember, I'm going to just make this very clear. It's when one child's life is at risk, they've made the decision to execute. So the ones that have been executed are the ones that have posed the greatest threats to children. And that's why Tom Hanks has been taken out. And we're told Rita Wilson as well. I have no idea whether that's true or not, but she might as well be. Do you see those pictures of Rita Wilson in her last days, or the last photos that exist of her? Yike. Missing your adrenochrome much? Yike. Into custody by the U.S. Marines. And the Marines are the ones that have been going ship to shore all around the world. The Marines have been doing all of the international. I smoke up good shit every single day, and the stuff that I smoke is so strong that'll make your little dick fall off. Who's he talking about? What's he talking about? He's talking about little boys, little kids. And then he says, and I make no apologies. He said, I'm going to go out on fire as I live my life on fire. I lived it my way. That's Tom Hanks being a devil to the absolute end. So if you're wondering why he was taken out, because they could not guarantee the safety of children with that man alive. So how sick and evil is Tom Hanks?
But what about what lies beyond all this? And what would the world look like once this system has been dismantled under Donald Trump? So when he enters his second term, how can we be sure it wouldn't just be another expression of a kind of new world order, one world government, just under Trump in his vision? And also, what would happen at the end of Trump's second term? So presumably he's going to get re-elected in November. That will take him through to 2024 then, by which point he'll be 78 years of age. Imagine that. What happens then? Any insights into that?
For sure, but again, people are just going to believe anyone who's asking that question in relation to all that that man has done. Clearly, it's mind-blowing to me. But anyways, Trump is going to walk away from all of this. He's not going to continue on with this much longer. This has taken an incredible toll on him. He's done it at his age because Trump is a very remarkable individual. He really is, and he has a strong will of life. There's a lot of things about Donald Trump that people don't know, and about his maturity and wisdom, and about the spiritual side of Donald Trump as well. And I also really want to point out to everyone through, here's the thing. If you really understood, if you understood your numerology and symbology, you'd absolutely know. So the biggest reason how we know and are absolutely sure about so many things is because of all of the numerology and symbology that has always been used by the Q team, by Q John F. Kennedy Jr., by Donald J. Trump. Beautiful.
Trump is trying to, and the Q movement are trying to really create leaders. We are to all become leaders, and that's why they will give it back to the people. But before that, we need to find out who we really are. and what's really been going on. And I would suggest that that's what the Great Awakening is, and that's what all this is about, and that's why we're doing what we do, and that's why you do what you do,
Mark knows the full moon, the fullest of the moon is July 5th, but July 4th is a very powerful full moon over Mount Rushmore. And Donald Trump has announced that he's going to be there on July 4th at Mount Rushmore. Why? I don't know why would he be there. That's weird. And it just happens to be on a magazine cover from February of 1997 for a magazine owned by his best friend in the world, which was John F. Kennedy Jr. So when you hear these stories from behind the scenes that Donald Trump is doing this to aid in the completion of his favorite president, which was John F. Kennedy, and to help the dream of the president's son, who went to such an extent that he faked his death and went underground for 21 years to put together the master plan that would take down this world. And what did John Kennedy say in the very pages of his own magazine, very publicly? He said that I will find the killers, if you remember, folks. He said plural, killers of my father, and he said I will evoke justice upon them.
Even if I have to.
Even if I have to
take down the government.
Yeah, take down the government to do so. And then he disappeared, or he was murdered. You believe what you want to believe. I know what I know. And there's a beautifulness to this. And the people that don't get this, Mark, have anger in their lives. The people that get this have love in their hearts. And that's about as blunt as I can be or will choose to be right now on this situation. Those that are not getting this and are worried that suddenly this angelic creation and Donald Trump, who's doing this because he needs this, like he needs a hole in the head, is somehow evil and is now going to just turn this into a dictatorship and stuff. These people lack love. They lack balance in their minds, and that's why we teach meditation. That's why we teach Qigong. That's why we teach Tai Chi. That's why we teach breathing, diet. All of these things are going to be so important. All I can tell you is that I don't guess at these things. I know these things, and I know that Donald Trump is aiding John F. Kennedy Jr. avenge his father's plan. And it was his father and his uncle.
Greatest mistake, ma'am. It's the greatest fraud that's been